let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. So, I gotta start off by telling you a story. Okay, well, first, if you don't know, let me just start off by saying that Golovkin versus Jacobs is about less than 9 hours away before they step into the ring. No, actually, about 10 hours away before they step into the ring. Right now, it's March the 18th, 2017, 2:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. Please forgive me. I have a bit of a cold, so I've been kind of cheating. I'm supposed to use natural lemon, but I've been kind of cheating because I be sick and tired of fucking cutting the lemons and then squeezing them and shit. So I've been using this little lemon juice extract or whatever the hell it is, and to help my cold and to make sure I don't have another violent asthma attack. I drink this shit about maybe 10 times a day. So it's honey water and lemon juice with a dash of baking soda. Don't ask. But anyway, let me tell you what was going on, right? So I've been working this week, doing about 3 to 5 videos a day and then making sure the website is active, pacing myself. Getting to a point where sometime in the next couple of months, shit's going to be real active, but I'm not trying to kill myself. So, I watched the Amir Mansour fight last night and the Mike Collin fight. So I said, okay, well, you know what? Since tomorrow's fight day and it's a big fight, I'm actually going to oversleep. I usually start my day at about 4 or 5 a.m. or so. I work from home, so I have no sleeping habit. I have no sleeping schedule. But I like to start my day at about 4 or 5 or so. And today I said, you know what? I'm going to sleep until 9 a.m. But then, this was like 7:30 a.m., right? And I woke up, I had this fever, right? I'm all sweating and I'm tossing and I'm turning. Now I remember this feeling. This feeling is not new to me, right? So I'm thinking to myself, something ain't right, man. I'm tossing and turning. I'm taking an asthma pump, but I'm not having an asthma attack. I'm like, something ain't right, man. And then I remembered that I only get that fever when I'm missing some boxing news. And then something came to me as I was checking, the stats on my website, and watching the numbers just grow and reading the comments on the YouTube channel and watching the numbers get back to where they used to be. It's going to take a few months, a couple of months maybe. And I'm thinking like I'm missing something. And then I remember today is the fight day weigh-in for the IBF. Danny Jacobs is supposed to be fighting Gennady Golovkin, who is 36-0 with 33 KOs. Danny Jacobs is 32-1 with 29 KOs. They're supposed to be fighting for the WBC, the WBA Super World, the WBA Regular, the consolidation of belts, the IBF, and the IBO. But guess what? Now they're only fighting for the WBC, the WBA Regular, and the IBL titles. Why? Is because despite the fact that he has the Master Nutritionist, I love you to death, Chris Algieri, but you got to go under the bus for this one, bro. He's got the Master Nutritionist, Chris Algieri, right? He made weight. He weighed in at what? What was it? He weighed in at 159.8. If you fight for an IBF title, unless you're a heavyweight, there is a day of weigh-in. Meaning that you weigh in the day before and then you weigh in the next day. A lot of fighters don't like fighting for the IBF because of that. But also, if you fight for the IBF, you're going to get your title shot because, in my opinion, whether you believe it or not, look it up. The track record is there. Yes, there's some politics, but there's politics with all the sanctioning bodies. But if you're ranked by the IBF, you will get your title shot. Look at Gerald Swift Hurd. You will get your title shot. So, or they will strip. They will strip your ass. So anyway, I was thinking to myself, like, yo, where's this fever coming from? Then I said, I'm missing some news. And I said, oh, shit. It's the IBF day of weigh-in. And then all of a sudden, the sun came out. I wasn't sweating no more. And I went to look, and I'm looking like, all right, Golovkin weighed in at 169.6, I believe it was. And then we're just waiting around for Danny Jacobs. I wasn't there, but, I found out. Motherfuckers is waiting around for Danny Jacobs. And then guess what? Danny Jacobs does not show up. So it's like this, right? He's been talking about how he wants Golovkin's belts because they look nice and he wants to be undisputed and the goal is to be undisputed, but yet he loses a belt on the scales. But then people say, well, that's the plan, you see. It's for him to come in bigger than Golovkin, you see. But it's like, yo, I'm not trying to hear that shit, man. He left a belt. So win or loss, according to the IBF rules, go down to FightView360.com. Link right down in the description box. I have the whole story with the details. According to the IBF, right? Win or loss, Golovkin is still going to be champion. So it's like, is this really the strategy for a fight where people think you're going to lose? Now, it's like this, right? I can understand where people are coming from, but it's like, yo, it's not his belt, but basically he lost the chance to fight for a belt on the scales. So if he wants to be undisputed, right? That means if he beats Golovkin, that means he's got to go get that IBF belt and then get that WBO belt. Making more work for himself. So it's like this. I look at it like this. Man, he couldn't make that weight. Common sense is telling me he couldn't make that fight day weight. Or that he was feeling weak, in the middle of the night or some shit and starving because Chris Algieri got the nerve. What the fuck, Chris Algieri? Look it up. Chris Algieri got the nerve to bring these mouth-watering, delicious-looking chicken fingers around him. So he probably got into the chicken fingers in the middle of the night. I'm sure Danny Jacobs is not sleeping in the same room with Chris Algieri. I hope not. But he got into those chicken fingers, Chris Algieri. Mr. Master Nutritionist. Mr. Cod Fillet and fucking hand-picked herbs and spices. Hand-grown. I'm sorry, I'm a little animated, man. That shit had me cracking the fuck up because all month we've been hearing about the nutrition and of Chris Algieri. We ain't been hearing about the avocado, surprisingly, but we're hearing about all this nutrition. Don't get me wrong, I love nutrition, man. I need Chris Algieri. I need nutrition. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, yo, we've been hearing all this shit. So even though it is the second day weigh-in, it's still a weigh-in, and he missed it. He didn't just miss it. He didn't show up. He said, fuck that weigh-in. I ain't going. Come on, man. The motherfucker's talking about some, he doing it because, he wants to have the advantage, and this was planned all along. Fuck out of here with that shit. He didn't lose his belt on the scales because it wasn't his to lose, but he left a belt on the scales. Now, I understand it is very difficult. You may think, well, 10 pounds is a lot, but not to a fighter to be able to, okay, the weigh-in was early. The weigh-in was 9 a.m. They do the day of weigh-in between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. since it's on the Eastern Standard Time. So basically, 24 hours, he put on 10 plus pounds. Now, if you looked at him at the weigh-in, he was looking dry than a motherfucker. But I'm just saying. He left a belt on the scales, man. And then, motherfucker, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. This was a part of the plan. To have the power. I just feel like I was talking to my partners today, and we agreed that, maybe he just woke up, around 5, 6, maybe 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Chris Algieri came in, like, how you doing, champ? Probably started mixing up some shit. He asked him what his weight was. He stepped on the scale. He looked at Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri look at him. Then they see the fucking bag of empty chicken fingers and look like, what the fuck, Danny? What the fuck? Danny like, yo, you left fuck chicken fingers, man. You don't leave no food around no weigh-in, motherfucker, after a weigh-in. I know I'm a little animated. Let me calm down. Let me get ready for tonight. I'm ordering some Hispanic food. So, as you know, I found out that I was half Irish, half Negro Mexican, and half black. So, I'm really, really supporting and thank you to my Mexican brethren for accepting me. I'm Teach Street Controversy. This is Teach Street Controversy Live. We're going to be doing a live stream after the fight. We're going to, of course, be doing a live post-fight video. And it's going to be a pretty active day of, night of boxing for me. So, all the links to my social media right down below in the description box. Please visit FightView360.com. Link is right down below. What you'll be able to do is, the website is active. And it's going to get more active. It's going to make your head spin. The things I got planned, the things I've been working on for the last couple of years, that shit is coming to fruition. So, cheers to you. Oh, and also, I've already said that if Golovkin wins, if Golovkin loses, he'll still be IBF champion. So it's like, how is this a strategy? You still leaving that brother with a belt. How is this a strategy? I'm just saying, I just don't see this being a strategy, man. The shit don't make sense, man. And I'm wondering, like, somebody said you can't blame Chris Algieri because Chris Algieri's job is only to get him to the weigh. And no, he's the fucking strength and conditioning coach. You just don't be like, well, you made weight, bro. I'm out. Good fight. Holler at me later on. No, you ride winning. You got to make sure he has his nutrition when he gets into the ring. Anyway, let me go, man, because I'm going to be ranting all day. This has been a rant. Please subscribe.